Hey everyone, Arnaldo Offerman here with Master School Dances, and today we are going to talk about the UV LED Bar20 from ADJ. Now this is a great improvement over the UV LED Bar16, or the nickname the UV LED 16, whichever you want to call it, which is a great UV LED fixture with a couple side improvements. Let's take a look and let's see what the difference between this and the traditional eco lights are. If you look at the light fixture itself, again, very similar to the UV LED 16. It's a nice all-metal construction with 20 LEDs instead of 16. But a couple of the big improvements come in where it has the IR remote option. So if you don't want to do DMX or you don't want to do standalone, maybe for example you don't have a DMX system or you're just doing it as a rental or a small party and you don't want to have to wire DMX, but you don't want to plug it and unplug it to turn it on and off, that IR remote, which is included, is a perfect solution for that. The UV LED Bar20 enjoys a nice long throw thanks to the 20 1-watt LEDs. On the back of the fixture, you'll see the traditional DMX in, DMX out, power in, the easy to use menu, and the really cool thing about it is that it has power linking. The UV LED 16 did not have power linking, this one does. Now to me personally, that's a big upgrade for me because I love power linking. It has certainly made our setups a lot cleaner by having that versus having to run multiple ICs to power strips. So adding the IR option and the 4 extra LEDs is just icing on the cake. This is just a great upgrade to the traditional UV LED 16. Now the UV LED Bar20 has 3 DMX modes. You have just dimmer, you have dimmer and your shutter, so you can make it strobe, and it has a really nice fast strobe to it. Or you can also control your dimming modes as well. So there are different types of dimming modes, and if you don't have DMX, you can still go in the back of the menu and control it from there if you're going to use a remote or use it on standalone. You can even set the intensity of the light. So again, if you're just going to use it as a plug and play, but you don't want it super bright, all the options you would find with DMX, you're going to be able to use either with the remote or just by standalone on the onboard menu as well. Now remember that this is not a light that you would use to do any kind of short throws. So if your light is here and your dance floor is there, this may not be the light for you. What happens is, because of the way that it was designed, it's a nice long but thin beam compared to something as the Ecos. This was made for a long throw application. So how do I use it in my events? Well, I'll have maybe 2 or 3 of them, sometimes 4 or 5, depending, all around the gym, hitting the opposite corners, and that gives me a nice even wide coverage. If I'm using these in conjunction with the Ecos, I'll have my Ecos hitting the dance floor, and then I'll have these hitting the back sides. We do a lot of glow-in-the-dark homecomings and proms and sweet 16s, and they often do decorations on the back end. I don't want my Ecos to do that because the Ecos was not made for a long throw application. So when we need to hit tables and decor and everything on the other side of the room, this is where the UV LED Bar20 is certainly going to come in, and it's going to be nice and handy. Now remember, it is an LED fixture, so of course there is a little bit of visible light, but this one has a lot less visible light than other models that you may see. And even with some of the visible light, when I'm mixing it with other LED lights and everything else, first of all, you can't see that visible light. But even if all the lights off, it's a selling point for my schools knowing that they're not going to be in a pitch black atmosphere just to have a nice UV effect. Another great thing, again, is with the DMX. Even if you don't think you would want to use these with DMX, if you have DMX, go and wire them in there, because doing shutter chases or doing strobes or doing pulses really adds a new level of excitement to your shows, because most people just know black lights to be solid on, and that's it. There's not a lot of people that have really experimented with what you can do to black lights to enhance the song, such as right before the bass drop, or let's say, for example, if you actually sync the intensity or the pulsing to the bass. You know, I do that with CompuShow, where these lights will pulse back and forth with the bass, and it creates a really, really unique effect. So it's just a great light altogether. Super small, compact, and again, all metal case design. If you want to use it as an uplight, yes, as an uplight, let's say you're doing a homecoming or prom and they're going to have like a real cool sign, you could use these directly up. The handle does have a yoke that you can open up, so you can use it as an uplight, so you can create some really cool effects for that as well. So again, the ADJ UV LED Bar20. My name is Arnaldo Offerman with Master School Dances. Thank you guys so much. Good night and God bless.